Travel isn't just about destinations, it's about the people you meet, the cultures you immerse yourself in, the stories you carry home. I'm Relebogile Mabocha, and on my travel feature, I take you on a journey beyond the guidebook. Each week, I connect with fellow travelers, insiders, and storytellers to bring you the heart of every place, whether it's a hidden gem right here in South Africa or a dream destination abroad. Join me as we travel through conversations, memories, and inspiration. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
So on to today's travel topic, which is an introduction to a brand new hiking experience intended for those who like to take things at a gentler pace, who like to stop along the way, take photographs, smell the roses, as it were, or rather smell the sea breeze in this case, admire the small beetles and the beautiful flowers and the landscapes around you, and not merely be rushing from point A to point B, worried about whether you're going to cover the kilometers before darkfall. I'm talking about South Africa's first slow hiking trail, which opened late last year in the Mond Nature Reserve, which is near Arniston, for those who need a geographic marker. CapeNature are the brainchild, I guess, behind this. It's a 2-day trail designed for those who really want to take it slowly and just enjoy the experience of immersion in nature without it being too physically strenuous. And the result is a trail that almost anybody can enjoy. To tell us more about it, it's a great pleasure to have on the line CapeNature's Communications Officer, Luke Folb. Luke, thanks for joining us. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pippa, and thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. Before we talk about the trail, just for the sake of those who've never visited De Mont or don't know this part of the world too well, can you tell us a little bit about the De Mont Reserve itself?
Absolutely. Yeah, so De Mont is about 200 kilometers, or just shy of 3 hours drive from Cape Town, about 26 kilometers south of Bredasdorp. And it's nestled between Arniston and Struisbaai. It's also a World Heritage Site. And it's already quite a popular destination with our hikers, and you know, the Damara Trail is just adding to that excitement.
Popular because of the beauty of the landscape, popular because of the bird watching, but also, Luke, this is a coastal reserve. My understanding is, and anybody who knows that part of the world would surely expect that whale watching might be part of the appeal.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we've got an assortment of incredible seabirds on the reserve, you know, from the Damara tern and the Caspian tern. The Damara tern is, of course, the namesake of the trail.
Yeah.
And you might even catch a glimpse of, you know, the rare African black oyster catcher or the white-breasted cormorants. And certainly, if you're really lucky, you might even see a whale or two.
Okay, so there are lots of good reasons to want to visit this part of the world. And as you said, existing hiking trails of the more sort of standard variety. What prompted you to set up this Damara Trail, the concept of the slow hiking trail?
Yeah, so you know, we've got our whale trail at the World Nature Reserve, which is, you know, your standard, more slack packing kind of trail. And you know, we've had this project in the pipeline for quite a while. So last year on World Tourism Day, which is held annually on 27th of September, we launched this Damara Trail, and we're calling it the slow hiking trail and the first slow hiking trail in South Africa because we really believe there's no other trail like it in the country. And what makes it, you know, a slow hiking trail is that it's not particularly far, you know, it's just 16.5 kilometers in length, but you really want to slow down. We're encouraging hikers to take their time, savor the experience, you know, experience the natural beauty of the trail. There's interpretive signage that's been installed along the route, so there's beautiful little factoids and interesting information about the route and the area, you know, and really encourage our hikers to get in touch with their surroundings, but better experience the plants and animals of the Mont, so the culture, the heritage. There's shipwrecks along that coastline, and there's amazing geological formations as well, and including the world-renowned Arniston cave, you know, which you just cannot miss.
So a lot of reasons to slow down and stop and enjoy the road as much as the destination. Now, you mentioned 16.5 kilometers. That's split over 2 days. Luke, will you just talk us through what the trail entails? How far will you walk each day? Where will you sleep in between, etc.?
Absolutely, yeah. So day one is start. You come in your vehicle, you come down to De Mont, you park your car, you get out. Day one is about 5 kilometers. We encourage you to really slow down. I mean, I know you can probably do 5 kilometers in a short space of time, but we're saying about 2 hours to complete. You're going to pass through the dunes, and eventually you're going to stop at our overnight wooden camping deck. You set up camp for the night. You'll sleep under the stars and hear the ocean in the background.
Beautiful.
We've got all the essentials that you need. We've got a braai set with all the pots and pans and whatever you may need. We've got tents available as well there, or you can bring your own. It's really up to what you feel comfortable. And you sleep over. Day 2, you'll cover a further 11 kilometers down the coastline. And on day 2, because you're covering a long distance, we really want you to look out for those birds that I mentioned earlier and for all the wildlife that you might see. On the second evening, you have an option to book a stay at one of the self-catering facilities in Arniston. You'll have to make this booking separately, but if you prefer not to stay a second night, there is a shuttle that will take you back to your car at the Mond. If you do stay over a second night, the shuttle is, of course, available to take you back to your vehicle on day 3. But I do want to stress that please remember this is a slow hike and not slack packing, so there are no porters available to take excess baggage to the overnight camp as such. You'll have to pack efficiently, make sure that you carry everything, that you can carry everything that you bring along with you. But as I said, there are tents, there is amenities at the overnight camp. It's just what you want to bring in terms of your own comfort and luxury.
Okay, so that's a very important point. It's a self-carry your own own bags, not portage. Okay, thank you for that. What's the capacity, Luke? How big a party can the trail take at any one time?
So we encourage between 3 and 8. 8 is the maximum amount of people, and it is a really easy hike. But as long as you can bring your kids with, but as long as they're 8 years and older, they should be fine on the trail.
Okay, so kids aged 8 and upwards, and I mean, from what you've described, it's fairly easy, even limited distance hiking. Luke, fitness levels don't have to be at the level of a comrades runner, I would gather.
No, of course not. It's really the route is got gentle slopes, smooth terrain. You might have to just watch yourself as you walk along the coastline, with sand and that kind of thing. But really, any fitness level can do this trail, and we encourage all fitness levels and encourage new hikers to experience it and give it a go.
We're talking about the Damara Trail, spelled D-A-M-A-R-A, for those who want to look it up. This new immersive experience of a slow hiking trail in the Mond Reserve, which is on the southern Cape Coast, and really encouraging you to cover a shorter distance and take it slowly and enjoy the ride, enjoy the travel, enjoy the journey as much as the destination while you're en route. Now, Luke, let's talk about costs. It sounds like fairly rustic sort of accommodation overnight, certainly on that first night, if it's carry your own camp on a deck sort of thing. Fingers crossed, that hopefully means that the cost of the trail is not too expensive. What should you expect to pay?
So we have a minimum cost of 3,480 per group, but if you're going in as 8 people, then you can split that cost up amongst 8 of you, and it shouldn't work out too heavy on the pocket.
Right. Okay, so 3,480 per group, and that you split between all of the group members. Okay, so that does work out to a pretty affordable option for those who want to experience this part of the coastline. Is there anything else you'd like our listeners to know about how to book the trail, or anything else special along the way that we haven't mentioned, Luke?
Yeah, so absolutely. To book, you can just head over to booking.capenature.co.za, or you can also get in contact with our contact center, 087 8250. And really, we want as many new hikers to experience as possible, new to hiking, new to camping, and also maybe new to the Arniston area. It's such a wonderful area, and it's got so much history in that area. Something that I didn't mention that's just popping into my head is just the fish traps and the historical significance of those fish traps in Arniston. These were used by the early Khoi and San people as well, and many of those remnants are still there today, and there's still a large and vibrant fishing community that are doing things, quite old school as well. So there's really a big cultural heritage mix going on there, and we really encourage as many new hikers and seasoned hikers and families to get on board and to head on down to Mond and do this Damara Trail.
I really take your point about those who are new to hiking, because there's nothing worse than taking somebody who's a bit of a reluctant walker or unsure on their feet and then throwing them headlong into a really difficult, tough, long distance, lots of uphill kind of trail. That sort of experience can put somebody off hiking for life, whereas this is the opposite. It's an easy way to kind of ease them into the concept. And once you get them hooked with an easy trail like that, then you can start gradually introducing them to the tougher alternatives, of which we're lucky to have so many. So I think it's a great idea. Luke Folb, thank you so much for joining us, speaking there on behalf of CapeNature. He is a communications officer for CapeNature. And if your interest is piqued, you want to be going onto the CapeNature website or Googling Damara Trail, spelled Damara. It's the name of one of the local birds you can spot on the trail, the Damara tern. Parties of up to 8 people in total. So I also like the fact that they are managing the numbers to keep it nice and quiet. That's the whole point. If the point is to be able to immerse yourself in nature, you want to be in smaller groups and exploring on that level. So I think it's very exciting. Looking forward to finding an opportunity to go down there and try it out for myself. It's a part of the world I haven't spent a lot of time in at all. I've had a single night in the De Hoop Nature Reserve, which cost an awful lot more than the 3,480 for 8 people, I should add. So what a way to be able to explore it from a fairly cost-effective perspective as well. Thanks again to Luke Folb of CapeNature, talking to us there about the Damara Trail.
Travel isn't just about destinations. It's about the people you meet, the cultures you immerse yourself in, the stories you carry home. I'm Relebogile Mabotja, and on my travel feature, I take you on a journey beyond the guidebook. Each week, I connect with fellow travelers, insiders, and storytellers to bring you the heart of every place. Whether it's a hidden gem right here in South Africa or a dream destination abroad. Join me as we travel through conversations, memories, and inspiration. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.